this week in the Headley Highlight Show's Royal Corner this week, I wanted to actually focus on the individuals and the curse of Epstein and how this now, I think, is touching putting the royal family in crisis. It's putting them in crisis because they appear to A, have had knowledge in advance, B, knew about it and were doing their very best to cover it up. And in addition to that, the level of scrutiny that the UK government is undergoing currently is not the same as the royal family is undergoing, because like I said, listen to the language. Everything is always being assessed, people. They're not investigating, they're assessing, okay? But their assessing is actually creating a greater kind of noise, that's not the wrong word, uproar is the right word, within the public. And I honestly think that this situation is going to reveal more and more and more about them. By the way, Sarah Ferguson has run off to the UAE. She wants to reinvent herself. And Beatrice and Eugenie are doing their very best to ensure that they're not touched by this. You know, they're only now giving interviews when in fact they were at, Epstein and his buddies were at their parties. They were going over there. They were accepting money from these individuals. And therefore, you're all involved in this mess. And it's really important not to forget who are the individuals who need justice, accountability, and truth. In the words of the Duke of Sussex, this darkness is now having light shone on it. These are the women and the survivors of this horror.
DOJ, riddled with improper redactions that expose the vulnerable and shield the powerful from accountability, is not justice.
There are judges all across the country, all across the United States of America, who are revealing the names and the identities and the residents, the addresses, the contact information of rape victims everywhere. And this will go down, the Epstein saga and Maxwell, this will go down as one of the greatest cover-ups in American history.
Let us be clear, the law is clear that these files should never have been redacted the way that they are currently. It is very clear that the United States government is involved in an active cover-up and protecting the allies of the president and the Department of Justice, and that active members of this administration have lied under oath to the American people and to this Congress, and we will hold you accountable.
The entire weight of Donald Trump's government is being used against the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators' abuse. The fact that these survivors have not only come forward, but continue to speak out and relive the worst day of their lives every single day is courage. And it's a kind of courage this administration does not have.
That courage should never cost us our safety, our privacy, or our right to heal. Our current system does the opposite. The people who have harmed us, they are hidden, while survivors have been exposed. Abusers' names and contact information is redacted while our faces and stories are left on full display. This is not protection. This is betrayal. It hands back power back to the abuser and further strips survivors of our dignity.
You've been listening to the Headley Highlight Show's Raw Corner. Please make a donation for DeniseHeadley.com and also come back next week with your listening ears. We have a long way to go, people. And to Virginia Giuffre, may you rest in peace. You are a hero, a heroine for many women. See you next week, guys.